Alright guys, so in this video we're checking out the Firefly Hex Nano from Flywoo. So this one here is kind of interesting, and I'm not 100% sure on my thoughts on the long-term viability of something. This is kind of a novelty item, but you never know, it might catch on, it might be something mainstream a year from now. So we got 40mm HQ 4-bladed propellers, or 1.6-inch props. 1202.5. I think these are 5,500 kV motors. So this is designed to run on 4S. I flew it on a 4S 450. It is also can run on a 4S 300 for less flight time, but I don't have any batteries that size. Got obviously the Hex flight controller. So you got the 6 motor output, 16 by 16 stack, 13 amps each. The M4 or Matek F4 flight controller. It does have the I2C function, so this does come in a version for INAV, which will have the basically the GPS on top here, along with lost model alarm, so a buzzer. And I guess it's for people that want to do like position hold and altitude hold. So if you want to try out INAV, they're kind of advertising it as like a, try out INAV. If you don't know how to build one yourself, and which is actually one I hope they send to me, because I actually don't have anything with INAV yet, and it'd be kind of cool to give it a try. Comes with the Caddx Ant camera. I think the video transmitter was up to 450 milliwatts. It's their standard one on the 16 by 16 stack. Crossfire receiver antenna here, and crossfire receiver there. The space between the top plate and the bottom plate is basically non-existent. So there's a screw that goes through the back here, and a nut that goes on the bottom, I think, or maybe the nut goes on top. I forget which way, but I couldn't quite get basically, if you wanted to put the screw on the other side, you have to take the top plate off, which I didn't feel like doing, so I just used some dental floss. But you can use a screw if you want, but obviously that'll reduce the weight a little bit. It didn't really matter because I just used the Insta360 Go mount. They did send along the SMO 4K mount, but something is wrong with my SMO 4K camera. It doesn't record anymore for some reason. I think I crashed it too many times, so I have to get another one of those later. But the SMO 4K camera power cord is already pre-soldered to the flight controller for power for that camera, so you just plug it in. But it's a pretty long wire, so I just kind of wrapped it around here just sort of get it out of the way. And then you got your atomic antenna in the back here. Pretty nice compact package. 1.5mm unibody bottom plate here, obviously for 6 motors, and 1mm top plate, all very lightweight. The foam pad on here is slippery, so the battery just slides in and out, which is a bad thing actually in my opinion. So it does slide around here. They should use some sticky material here instead, and then this battery strap is not possible to get that tight enough. It'd be better if they switch it to one of those ones with the buckle, or you could use something else, maybe rubber band, something like that if you got creative. But yeah, they need to get rid of this foam. Let's see how much this thing weighs. Alright, it's coming in at 64.3 grams, and then with the Force 450, it's coming in at 117.9, and then with the Insta360 Go, it's coming in at a total weight of 136.6. So like I said, this does come in 2 different versions. This one here is the Betaflight version. It's $160. The INAV version with the GPS and obviously different firmware is going to be $180. They're currently running a promotion, I think, from now until the 5th of May, which they're actually on vacation. So if you order now, which I think is still in pre-order, you won't be getting it until, they won't be shipping it until after they get back, which is on May the 6th, which is why they're offering a promotion now for 5% off if you happen to order during this time period. If you order anytime during May from Flywoo, link down below in the description, they are going to send you a free set of the polycarbonate prop guards. So this does come with a set of prop guards, which they didn't send to me because it's not actually made yet. It wasn't made in time for this video. But if you order anytime in May from Flywoo, they'll send that along for free. But those are the promotions that are going on right now. If you want to order from Flywoo, obviously later on I'll add links to other stores. These are currently not available at other stores right now. But in terms of overall my thoughts on this, I think this is kind of a novelty item. With the 2 extra tiny motors and tiny props, it does seem to have some benefits in terms of efficiencies. I felt like the flight time was a bit longer than expected on the 4S450. I didn't really think it was going to be as long as it was. And maybe the 4S300 might be viable. Obviously, it depends on the pack and the quality of the pack. If you get a low quality pack, it's not going to fly very long. It does seem like it has a lot more control with the 2 extra motors, obviously being a hexacopter. I haven't flown a lot of hexacopters, but this is typical. With 2 more motors, you get more control, even though the props are very small. But at the same time, you are adding extra weight. So you have the weight of the 2 extra motors. And the question is the extra weight of the 2 extra motors and 2 extra arms offset by the extra power and control from the props? I think long term, the answer to that is I don't know. I think I'm just going to have to fly this for several months and let you guys know how I feel. My thoughts are a little muddled at this time. In some aspects, it feels like it has more control, but where it lacks is in hard turns. It does seem like it's a little bit the momentum of the extra weight that this is carrying around is a little harder to control in the harder turns, because even though you do have 2 extra motors, you are actually a lot of extra weight there that's being thrown around. So you do need a little bit of different throttle management to fly this properly if you want to fly it like a quad. But it's kind of like, well, do you want to fly it like a quad? Because it is a hexacopter, so that is, I guess, the question. Maybe you need to learn how to fly it differently, because this is a totally different class of craft. Maybe this is not intended to be raced. I did try to kind of race it a little bit, and it felt really different from a quad. Maybe this is more, better for just kind of cruising around. It does seem like it's fairly quiet for a 40 millimeter propeller craft. So, normally with just 4 motors and 4 props, it's fairly noisy. But with 2 extra motors carrying the weight around and distributing that thrust, it did seem like it's a little bit less noisy. Now, no scientific sound measurements or anything like that. I don't have a sound meter. But you could hear it from the camera. Now, again, video from a microphone on a video or audio from a microphone on one of these videos is just like, I'm not sure how much you can tell from that, because it just doesn't sound the same as it is live. But to me, I can just tell you that it doesn't seem like it's as loud. But, take that with a grain of salt. Anyway, it's cute. I'm going to continue to fly it, and hopefully they'll send me the INAV version, and I'll have an in-depth review on INAV later, because I haven't done any reviews on INAV. I think it's still in beta, if I remember right. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I have to check it out. But yeah, they'll give me an opportunity to check it out. And yeah, if you want to check out INAV, there's an INAV version coming. I think it's still also going to be in pre-order as well. But yeah, this is kind of a new class. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. You think it could be something we'll see a lot more of in the future? I think Flywoo was the only one that's kind of experimenting with this class. They have this one. They have the other larger hexacopter. It's 4-inch props, which I think is using the exact same stack. So yeah, the amp draw must be pretty low, even with the smaller props. Anyway, interested to hear what you guys have to say about this, and what you think the future of this might be. Maybe they'll make some other ones. I'm hoping like a 2-inch prop version might not be bad, because we have a 4-inch version. So we'll see. Anyway, links down in the description, and here's the flight footage. Talk to you later. Alright, so I'm just going to give you guys a listen, hear what it sounds like. It's a little windy, it's not too bad.
pretty stable. Usually these hexacopters are pretty stable. Yeah, it flies nice. Surprisingly, for tiny 40mm propellers, but 2 more motors and 2 more props makes a big deal. Yeah. Pretty good. Doesn't have a lot of like pop, but it flies pretty nice. Pretty predictable. And it's pretty quick too. Whoa, watch out for the bush. All right, there's a little prop wash there. It's fairly hefty. I think it's pretty heavy for the prop size, but running a 4S 450. I think if you want it to be a little bit more acro, you're gonna probably want to go with a 4S 300, but I don't have any of those that size. Yeah, the wind's really kicking up now. You can probably hear that in the audio. The microphone does have a wind muff, but the wind's starting to really pick up. And I'm getting a little bit of voltage sag. Doing like a little bit of a race here. Its weight carries it around these turns. It's got a lot of momentum. You're gonna have to kind of fly around that. But overall, very stable. Let's see how it does flying kind of slow. Let's go around these bushes here. Oh, the wind's getting pretty bad now. Plenty of voltage, 3.5 minutes of flight time. Got the Insta360 Go on top here. Hopefully it's still recording. I think I've gotten through like 3 of these, and 2 of them don't work anymore. This one is my last one's kind of flaky. Hopefully it'll record the whole flight. This one sometimes will just stop recording in the middle. Too many crashes probably. Yeah, so you can see the voltage is a little more stable now that I'm just kind of cruising around. Almost 4 minutes of flight time. Forest 450. Testing out these new Apex lipos from Pyrodrone. You can get them in a pack of 6. They're pretty cheap. Right, whoa! You can see the I crashed right into that bush there. Didn't really affect it too much, surprisingly. It's fine. And there will be an INAV version of this later. I'm not sure if I'll be testing that or not, but if you want to return to home and all that INAV goodness, this might not be bad for a sort of medium range nano. 14.3 volts, 5 minutes. Yeah, not bad. Battery's about dead now. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Talk to you later.